Welcome everyone to the Proven Knowledge Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Church. I'm a music producer from Northeast Ohio. I began this weekly interview series to give you different perspectives from artists, producers, engineers, and other individuals in the music industry. In each episode, we touch on not only what has helped the person succeed, but we also touch on what has shaped them into the person that they are today. I hope you're able to gain some real proven knowledge from the show, and that it helps elevate you on your own journey to success as well. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 317 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Today I interviewed Mariffa Da Rasta. He is an artist originally from Central Texas, currently based in New Mexico. He was sent to me by former guest Leo LaRusso, who is a close collaborator of his. And this was a really cool conversation discussing his beginnings in music, mostly, giving me the reasons why he does it to support his family, to inspire the people around him and the people that listen to his work. He talked about the move to New Mexico, being able to find a studio to record at. We talked about his EP that it released earlier this year, Chronicles of Mariffa, as well as the album he has coming out, hopefully by the time the summer is out. He talked about the concept behind it, the people that he's working with on it as well, his goals to tour in the New Mexico area, and eventually beyond that as well. A lot of great things in this, mostly about his journey and his, like I said, overall vision for his brand and the music he's putting out there. And this was a really, cool one as far as interviewing someone that was definitely ready to go. I always love doing kind of these rapid fire style interviews, and I was able to just bounce questions pretty easily to him, and he was ready for the answers. And I am very excited to see what he does moving forward, having been connected with him now. And I joked in the episode that he's probably the first New Mexico based artist that I've interviewed. So hopefully there's more to come there as well. But shout out to Mariffa Da Rasta for taking time out of his Saturday night to join me. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this one too. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is episode 317, joined today by a good friend of my collaborator, colleague, friend of the show, Leo LaRusso. Mariffa Da Rasta, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing? Nice to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like I said, it's been a couple months since we got this whole thing set up, and looking forward to the conversation. And, thanks for being here. And we usually have the guest just to start off. Give some brief background on yourself. How did you get into music, that sort of thing, for people that might not know you and what you do.
Right. Well, I'm a Central Texas artist. I really just started doing this from the heart. Honestly, I love the way music had an effect on people. Mm-hmm. So if I can have an effect on at least one person, man, that's good enough for me.
Nice, man. And you say Central Texas, where exactly, like what city?
Maybe Killeen, Texas.
Okay. I've never been there. I've been mostly to the Dallas area up north so far.
Oh, okay.
So, nice. I guess we'll start there though. I feel like Texas is a pretty diverse hip hop scene in general. I usually think of like Houston, obviously being the biggest mecca of hip hop for Texas. How do you view Texas hip hop in the independent space as far as like being an independent artist? And I guess, has there been any challenges like where you're from, trying to get your name out there, things like that?
Yeah, there's definitely been some complications getting my name out there. More of, there's not really a sound from Central Texas right now. We're more forming the sound as we speak. More as in Houston, Travis Scott, people like that, where they have blew up out there. So it's more of a grounded sound. So by doing that, it kind of gives us an advantage as well, because whenever we do make that sound from Central Texas, it'll be authentic and it'll be different in every way. So I guess it's pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros because, Texas artists support Texas artists, and also, artists have put Texas on the map previously. and cons because you got to make your own name. Got to put in your own footwork.
Yeah.
But it's always better that way in the end.
100%. And as far as like developing a sound for yourself, how would you describe your sound to someone that hasn't heard it yet as it stands today? Like, what is your sound currently?
Well, I would say I'm more of a melodic, conscious trap.
Hmm.
Speaking to more of the people, not just a certain type of people, but just people in general. The everyday people, the 9 to 5ers, who's just trying to get through the day. You know what I'm saying? So if I could be a support system or even a light, you know what I'm saying, in their ears, then I'm doing my job.
Yeah. On the lyrical side, where do you think you're drawing most of your inspiration from? Is it from, influences, people that you listen to? Or is it a mix of just, going out, living life, and then bringing those experiences back to the music and putting it all in the music? Or is it both? Like, how does that work for you?
Honestly, I put my struggle and my pain in my lyrics, and I draw that from people that I can, let's say, relate to.
Mm.
So if I'm listening to, for instance, G Herbo, and he's saying something super relatable, I can use that as fuel to be like, or even Kendrick Lamar, Overly Dedicated is one of my favorite albums. So that really got me through a lot of dark times, honestly.
And
so I just use both to make a sound.
Yeah, and I think those two examples kind of show your diversity of your palette too, because I think those two artists have a very different sound, but they both, like you said, they say very important things in their music, just in different ways. So for you, I think it's like you've been able to find ways of doing that yourself through your own music so far. You put out an EP, Chronicles of Mariffa, a couple months ago. Leo LaRusso is on that project as well. You got a few other features too. So how would you describe the process of putting that together, and why did you choose to put that out when you did?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Vior. Shout out to Leo LaRusso. He always been looking out for me even since I was a jit, He just seen something in me and started giving me free studio time ever since. But long story short, I put that tape together because I was going through trials and tribulations in my life, and my kids were involved in them. So it was more of I had to get on my stuff fast and in a hurry to get them in a more comfortable position, not only in life, but just, growing up. And I want them to have everything I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that tape really came from motivation to do better for my family.
Yeah. I guess the first side question for that, because I think that branches off into some good subtopics here. I think the first one would be, managing family life with what you do as an artist. And we always talk on this show about, I guess you could call it work-life balance and family life balance, things like that. Where's that, like, what does that look like for you today? How do you feel about how you're able to give the time to the people you care about most, but also give your time to your passion and what you're doing musically? Like, how does it look for you right now?
It's kind of intertwined because sometimes I get my motivation from my family. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I feel like it could be better the way I do it, but the way it is now, I could be in the living room and then the kids could be in the room and I'm just jotting down lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Got my headphones on and they're sound canceling. So hey, if the kids make a noise, I'm not hearing it. You feel me? The mother's in there. Let her handle it, and I'm gonna get down to business.
Yeah.
Before I found a studio recently in New Mexico, but before that, I was just using an online system to where, hey, I can record myself, get how you live. I think it was BandLab actually. But now, since I actually have a studio now, it's a lot more quiet when I record. You feel me? So there is an advantage with that. So this next tape coming out, which is going to be Depression is Expensive, Die for Short, is going to be a lot better production.
Yeah. It's good to be able to, almost have me time, you know what I mean? And that in those instances. So that's good to hear that you've been able to kind of carve that out for yourself in different
Yeah.
ways as well. Now that name sounds very interesting to me. It sounds like for the next tape you're going to be diving into more. That sounds more personal, like topic wise. I could just be like guessing, but what is going to be the overall concept of the next project then? What are you kind of aiming for?
So it is. You're definitely correct on that. It is going to be a deeper dive into my emotions and why I am the way I am. My love life, as far as just like the way it is between me and my lady. You know what I'm saying? Just the struggles of being a young man in a family, taking care of his kids and his family first. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go into that, and there's a lot of discipline that goes into that. And I feel like that is the reason why depression is expensive, because you put your family before you put yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it costs you something.
Yeah. It's almost like you lose like a little bit of yourself in that too, which is can be hard to manage.
Right.
And I almost feel like even if it's not like family related, it could just be like giving too much of yourself to other people, and then you
Yeah.
lose the ability to give to yourself, if that makes sense.
Right.
And that could be like rooted in a lot of different things too. So there's a lot of relatability for I feel like a lot of individuals in that topic. So it's going to be very interesting to see how you kind of delve into that in the music when it drops.
Right.
So
yeah. And don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? Not just the family, because the family gives me motivation. So it's like I'm stressed because I want the best for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also it's more of life too. Like my immediate family, my mother, my sisters. There's a lot of reasons why I do this, and longevity in the end. No, in my eyes, my family doesn't need to work, so I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For the love of the music, not for the money, but the money comes along with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard of the difference between good stress and bad stress. I feel like that's one of the good stresses, because it's like it shows that you care. You know what I mean? It shows that those people are meaningful to you, and you're stressed because you want to do well for them and for yourself. So shout out to you for being able to do that, man, and recognize that. I think that's very important. So
well, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And as far as like potential maybe release date or like a time frame of when we can expect that project, when are you looking to have that out by?
Right. So actually, I've already started 2 songs deep.
Nice.
And I'm doing a 7-song album this time. So about 5 more to go. I would say less than a month, man. I'm grinding.
Awesome.
I'm grinding. Now I got a studio, so it's nothing. So I can just lay it out whenever I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying, feeling like it.
Wanted to take a quick minute out of today's episode to let you guys know of a way that you can support the show, a way that you can donate some funds to us, starting at as little as $5 or more via our Ko-fi page. Now, we've been using Ko-fi now for a few years, and it's been a very effective way to generate some funds that we end up using for future guests, sponsors, just an overall way to keep this show as quality as it has been for the last several years, and we always appreciate any and all contributions. So if you go to ko-fi.com/The Proven Knowledge Podcast, that's ko-fi.com/The Proven Knowledge Podcast, you can donate, like I said, $5 or more. It gives you that option to do 10, 20, 30, or just type in whatever amount. Any contributions are appreciated, and I do this show from the bottom of my heart for the love of it at the end of the day, but those funds are always welcome, because they do allow us to do more and be more flexible with how we continue to grow this platform in the future. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. The link will be in the description of the show notes of this episode you're listening to now, so definitely check it out. But without further ado, let's get back into the episode. So we're looking at probably late summer, sometime August maybe. potentially.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Awesome. So very soon, by the time this episode's out, it'll be pretty close if that's the case. So that's pretty cool. People can go
Yeah.
give it a listen. So that's awesome,
Trying
man.
to keep the consistency going, man. And I got some upcoming videos for the last album I had. You know, I want one for Biscotti, definitely for Biscotti, and late December will be nice. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
Talking to my video guy now, so got some things in the works for you.
Yeah.
For you guys.
I was curious to know too, are you doing any live shows eventually for any of this stuff? Is that something you thought about doing?
So I'm going to line up some open mics. I just found a production guy, so whenever I do get a venue, he can handle all the sound and stuff. So I'm getting things in order. But I want to test the waters with the open mics to see what kind of crowds they have, and the location as well.
Yeah. And is that going to be mostly Central Texas based stuff, I assume?
So where I'm at right now, I'm in New Mexico.
Okay. Oh, so you're in New
Albuquerque,
Mexico?
actually.
Okay, nice. So you're like right near the studio then?
Yes. Okay. Very. You already know it, bro.
It's funny because like earlier you said that and I was like, so in my mind, I'm like, he must be driving to New Mexico every time. I'm like, that's quite the drive, I feel like. I don't know, but I feel like that's quite the drive.
It's about 8 to 10 hours, depending on where you're at in Texas.
Yeah, I kind of figured that because I know how big Texas is in general, and I'm like, that's hopping. Like you go through West Texas, which is nothing. There's nothing out there. Right. So to get to New Mexico, but it's good to hear that because I assume you're obviously saving gas money, but you're saving just time, being able to just go to the studio and get things done. So that's awesome, man. And yeah.
I actually stay out here now, man. So. Networking out here, I'm saying I got a great job at the grow house, you know what I'm saying? Nice. The local dispensary, so man, life is good. I can't complain.
What are the this is totally unrelated to music, but what are the parallels between New Mexico and Texas or Central Texas? Is it kind of the same or?
I would say chilly, but same and different. I would also say culture. It's kind of very the same as far as like that, that Midwest, and it's very close to like the Texas culture as far as just like being like in the country, in the in the Dust Bowl, you know what I'm saying, for others' sake. And out here, it's like the chili capital of the world, so they're real big on like green chili, red chili. Bro, when they told me that, I'm like, I didn't know what they was talking about. I'm like, yeah, where's the Fritos? You know what I'm saying? It took me for a surprise, so I got culture though. Now I love it out here.
Yeah, you're getting more rooted in what's going on there, so that's awesome. And I gotta say, I think you're the first person, not because you're not from New Mexico, so I can't say from New Mexico. Well, I can say that too, but you're probably the first person based in New Mexico that I've interviewed on this show, which is interesting. So yeah, I've interviewed people in Nevada, but not New Mexico. So that's definitely cool, man. And is there anything else that you're looking forward to next 6 months outside of the project, outside of everything else? Anything that you would say are your goals for the next 6 months? I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Going to be a tour. I don't care if I have to fund it myself. It's going to happen, and I'm gonna make it happen. Talk to VR, talk to the team, get Leo on it. Quest from BP. There's a lot of Mag Rocks, a lot of the names that I want on that tour. So, a lot of networking has to be done, but hey, it's nothing that can't be done.
Yeah.
And it's really just finding venues. After that, we can just put everything else together like a puzzle.
Yeah. One step at a time. That's how you got to approach it, I think, to get there. So, and I think that leads us perfectly into the last few questions. And these are ones I ask on every single episode, more life-related ones. The first one is, if you could go back 10 years ago, give yourself any piece of advice, or maybe not change anything at all, what do you think you would do?
The piece of advice I would give myself is to always, even if you have to wait for good production, don't rush it to put the music out when it's not at its full potential. And also study a dictionary. learn some more words. You never know too many words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like that's something that a lot of MCs do, right? Kind of just studying. I always think of Lupe Fiasco. He said that when he was coming up, he went to, he would just go to the store and pick up a magazine and try to pick one word and just rap about that one word for as long as he could go. That's what I always think about when people say things like that.
Right.
So, yeah.
And, you know, it's just wanting to do better, wanting to be better in your craft. So if you want to be better in your craft, you're going to work on it every day. It doesn't matter if you're just like randomly thinking of something or just talking. Make that into a bar. That's where most of my bars come from. They come from random thoughts in the middle of the day, bro. And I'm pulling out my phone and writing the bars in my text messages at the end of the day, and then I'm putting it all together in a song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like it can really come out of nowhere. It can come out of thin air. You just got to be willing to receive it and hear it.
Yeah. It's that inspiration of life in real time. Yeah. So, yeah, man.
Exactly. And makes the music more raw, more authentic.
100%. 100%. And then we usually flip the question and we say 10 years from now, where do you think you envision yourself in music, but also in life overall?
Honestly, 10 years from now, hopefully, and not even hopefully, I will be living my dream, slash rapper, slash trader. I love to trade the stock market. It's going to be using that bread to fund my music, and I'm in a circle, you know? Yeah. So that's where I can see myself in 10 years and owning some property. I love real estate. You know what I'm saying? Brown money, nothing like brown money. I really just want to be able to build a foundation, not just for my music, but for my team, to be able to become our final form, our cell. You know what I'm saying? The best version of our group we could become. That's what I want. Yeah. And that's why I can envision us in 10 years.
And I think the tour will be a world tour by then too, which would be pretty cool.
Definitely.
So yeah,
international.
Man. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. And do you have any final words of wisdom for the listeners today before we get out of here?
Yeah. If you want others to believe in you first, believe in yourself. And if you have a dream, no one can chase it except you. So get up and start. There's no time to waste.
Yeah. The dream is uniquely yours too, which is probably the biggest motivating factor. It's like, if that doesn't motivate you, what is going to actually do it?
Motivate you know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah. So, well, man, I got to say once again, thanks for stopping by. Shout out to Leo for connecting us. And this was cool. This was like a rapid fire version. You were prepared, man. You were ready. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it, bro. Absolutely, man. I'll be on the lookout for everything you got coming up, and congrats on what you're doing. So
thank you, Anthony, bro. It was dope just chopping it up with you. You know what I'm saying? Real recognize real quick. That's what I always say. And hey, man, I can't wait to stay locked in with you whenever I have something drop. Get the preview, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I'm here for it. Just want to say thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to hit that coffee link in the description of this episode if you'd like to donate any funds. And we'll see you back here with another new episode next week. As always, thank you for your support.